Before we get to specific stocks, I think it's important to talk about the market picture with James Glassman. He's Managing Director and Head Economist Commercial Banking at JPMorgan Chase. Joins us on the phone line from New York. James, good evening to you. Thanks so much for taking our call.
Good morning.
The news that has come out during the US market hours yesterday, wherein I think it was mentioned that while this deal is being inked, no further relaxations might be coming in. Do you see this as an expected piece of news, or do you think that this might lead, not spook the markets, but disappoint the markets a little bit?
I think the market had low expectations for the next round anyway. And I think people thought that the next round is a little more difficult. And we've got an election coming up, and nobody wants, that's going to delay the whole thing. So I don't think this is new news to the market. It didn't seem to react much to it.
Do you believe, James, that the markets may position itself for precisely this? Since the 1st of January, we know that Jan 15 was this big deal signing coming up. Donald Trump had tweeted about it a number of times. So the market has built the event into its fold. And now with no news coming in, there might well be a sell the event kind of scenario as well?
Could be. I think the market figured this out back in December when the Trump administration said no tariffs on December 15, and they rolled back half of the ones that were put in September 1st. I think everybody figured, okay, this first round is settled. I don't think there's any expectation for the next round anytime soon. So I don't know. I think for some time the market has figured out that this thing, China-U.S., the tension over this is going to be fading. And so I don't think I think right now just having it off the table is a positive thing. I don't think it's hard to imagine that we're going to be greatly disappointed if it turns out that the next round of negotiations goes nowhere. I think the bigger worry in the market's mind has always been, okay, when this is passed, what's going to happen with the U.S.-European issues? It's a different animal, but I think that has always been the bigger worry in the background.
Yeah, well, maybe you make a valid point that some of this news flow is already known, so just getting it off the table is great. Just one last question then, James, because let's not talk too much about it until it finally happens. One thing that we can speak about is what the quarter might dish out. So one is what the trade deal does. Two is what the earnings season does. Do you believe, in your wisdom, that the earnings season in any fashion could shape what the U.S. markets do over the ensuing 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, for the next 6 months, it's hard to believe that earnings are going to continue to surprise because we have a couple issues going on in the U.S. The Boeing's issues are going to create a lot of volatility. It's got a big footprint in the earnings side, and who knows indirectly what the impact is going to be. So the financial sector's coming up with some good performance, but it's hard to believe that from here going forward, we're going to see continued upside surprises on earnings.